Okay. WD4NKA in the group, KK4GZQ. Gary, do this. Send it up to Perry, and then next time on the next round, send it to Perry, and then Perry can send it over to me. Morning, Perry. W3MMR. And you go ahead and send it up to Perry now, Gary. Over.
Good morning to you. And who am I turning it to, Kevin?
Right back to me, Perry.
Alright, I just want to double check. Let's see, I can start writing this stuff down. Good morning, guys. That was me tuning up, Gary. I'm the guilty one. Guilty as charged. I thought I was on the dummy list. I get home from my morning run here. A couple days I got to run down to Delaware, and I get rushing. And I was tuned up down on 3835 yesterday and last night, and then I thought I was on the dummy load, and that was my fault. I had the mute button pushed on the rig here, and I didn't hear anything. So I was like, oh, I'm on the dummy load. And then I tuned up, and I hit the tune button to stop tuning, and I saw somebody talking. I said, oops. Sorry, Dan. So sorry about that, guys. That was me, guilty as charged. Good morning. Won't keep it. Just wanted to jump in the rotation, say hello, howdy doody. Everybody's sounding great so far. And Dan, I could hear you, QRP as the flying pig. I heard the flying pig. So that's pretty cool. I saw your QSL cards there. 2 thumbs up on that. But anyway, back to you, Kevin. Toss me in the rotation here. I'll stick around for a bit. KK4GZQ in the group, W3MMR.
Hey, Perry. Good signal down here this morning. Let me get this Ranger up on frequency. There we go. Close enough. W3MMR with the group, KK4GZQ. And good to hear you this morning, Perry. We were wondering about you. Kevin and I were. Glad you showed up. And hey, one thing, and I was already thinking, you know, the group's kind of been growing and whatnot. I've been trying to keep my transmissions kind of quick and just get it on around since there's a lot of people in here. But nonetheless, and Gary, thanks for that nice compliment you gave me down in Deltona. I appreciate it. And, you know, I don't know. We're just, Don and I are up here in the middle. We can hear everybody, and when people can't hear each other, a lot of times we jump in and help to facilitate a little bit. But certainly don't want to be the ringleader. I'm like Terry. I don't want this to become a net or anything like that. Or I think everybody's participation is definitely appreciated. One thought before I turn it up to KA2ZNI, and I can't help. I listen to Gary out in Wildwood, Missouri, and I think about the antennas. I think about the place he's on out there in the reserve. I think about the hangar out there. I think about the dogs. I'd love just to go and hang in the plains, and I'd like to just love to go out there and hang out and watch a sunrise or watch a sunset or whatever. That place and your setup there, it just sounds awesome. I could see me hanging out and talking to you for a long time. There's a lot that I could gain knowledge-wise from you, Gary, on the radio gear here that I would find very interesting. So anyway, with that, here it comes up to KA2ZNI with the group. Here's KK4GZQ with a Ranger and a 30S1. Over.
Alrighty, very good, Kev. KK4GZQ here in the group this morning. KA2ZNI. Oh, gotta touch the antenna up again. Good enough for now. It's gonna be my last transmission here, I think, anyway. Okay, very good, and I want to say good morning to you, Perry. Boy, you got a great signal in here this morning. Nice, 10:15 over 9, and I've got a very low noise level here this morning, other than an occasional static crash. My noise floor is only about 4 or 5 S units, so yeah, Perry, this is probably about one of the the best I've heard you this morning. I think one other time when I did a recording for you, you were pretty strong then, but yeah, you're 10 to 15 over and strapping right in here. So nice count here this morning. So great to hear you on, and glad you were able to check in there. I heard your dad on earlier there just for a second. He did a quick check in here, but that was about it. So I'm with you, Kevin. Yeah, this doesn't need to be a net here, or just a nice group of guys getting in here in the morning. But definitely is nice to have a couple of guys facilitating when you get a few stations in there that can't hear each other, and it's got to be a little bit of a structuring going on here. It just can't be a wild free for all in here, and I think everybody's been on AM here long enough that they realize that and know that, and for them, everybody's courteous of everybody else and tries to keep it in order and keep it moving along here, so that's much appreciated. I've seen some great groups like this one over the year, and then I've been in a couple of groups where I didn't last very long because it was just a free for all, and there was no structure to it at all. So that's not very fun. And like you, I'm going to start keeping my transmissions here a little bit shorter when the groups are bigger in the morning, and trying to get everybody in there so that they can have a turn. So you know what? If I don't come back this go around, I'll say 73s. I'm not sure if I am in here. It's only going to be for one more. I hear my wife up and stirring, so you know what that means. It's almost time to go out for breakfast here this morning. So we'll see what happens. But if I don't come back next go around, I'll say 73s to you guys, and have a great day. Great to hear everybody in there, and great signals all the way around this morning. Everybody is doing a fine job in here. And let's see, one quick comment for Don. That's cool, having your grandson live with the I think you said the president of Lucas Oil. I didn't catch that part, but yeah, who knows where that's going to go down the road. And like you said, Lucas Oil, they've got their fingers in everything. I mean, I even use, I've used Lucas gun oil in the past. I've tried that out. And I use Lucas Grease for the motorcycle, for the head bearing. So you can't really mention motor oils or lubricants or anything else, and Lucas comes to mind for sure. So anyway, let's keep this thing rolling here, and let's see. Let me get my list out here. I've got several pads laying out here. Over to you, Don. WC4D here in the fine grip this morning. Again, good morning to Perry, Gary, Dan, and of course I've talked to Henry and Gary, and let's see, Kevin's out of there. I said 73s there last go around. So, yep, over to you, Don. WC4D here in the fine group this morning. KA2ZNI.
KA2ZNI, WC4D. Well, good morning, Perry. I'm glad the second shift check-in got here. We were wondering where you're at. You can be on here anytime from 4 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 into 6. I know you're going to be here eventually. It's just a matter of when you get up and get your running done and your pour over done and everything else before you can sit down and get comfortable with the radio, I'm sure. I'm going to keep mine short this time and keep it moving on down the line. As far as I wanted, Kevin, did you if you texting Eric this morning, he still hasn't texted me back. I was just wondering what time he might be coming to town or whatever we're going to do. Haven't heard from him, so if you're texting any more with him, let me know, or let him know that I'm wondering, because I did send him a text this morning already. And for Gary up there with his dogs and stuff, boy, I tell you what, that's one of our biggest fears that we have. We have 2 Westies here, and they're getting on up in years too, and the oldest one is only about 10, maybe going on 11. We're not exactly sure because both of them were rescue dogs, and we can only go by what the vet was kind of guessing how old they were, so not really sure. But, you know, you get so attached to them, their family. They got me trained more than I got them trained, that's for sure. And come about 10 minutes to 8, they'll be coming downstairs and want to go outside, and boy, they go out there and do whatever they have to do really quick, right back at the door staring at me so they can get fed. And that's the routine every day, 7 days a week. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Gary, and I'll make it a quick one here. And so the K0VUW, WC4D.
Yeah, real good. WC4D, K0VUW. Well, I'll just mention this briefly. Again, good morning to all those. Everybody's coming in super here. Let's see if my wind tunnel fan here. I got something vibrating here. What the heck is it? Oh well, I'll have to shake it down later. Microphone might be up here. Anyway, other than me being in the hospital, those dogs and I have never been separated since they've been born. I used to take them to work with me at the plant. I've got, the plant has 5 acres, and then we have 5 acres of fenced in cyclone fence with, you know, the barbed wire things and whatnot. And I've let them run there. And where I work, everybody liked the puppies, and I put them in the cafeteria or lunchroom, whatever you want to call it. And on the breaks and stuff, they get petted and get a little treat, so forth and so on. And when we first started, both of them would fit easily on the bucket seat of my truck. And now they're both huge, 85 pounds, something like that. And we've been inseparable. They're very well trained, you know, from tricks to just attack, to stay. You could put a pound of red meat, have them sit, stay, put the meat across the room and talk to them, you know, how's it going, what's new, everything else. And then when you give them the okay signal, they'd finally go get the meat. So very well trained. And we've been very, very good friends. With me being convalescing in that, we spend a lot of time together. And I've taught them 5 languages now. That's how much time we spend together. But they understand everything I say. When I say, let's go to the hangar, they go, okay. And they love to play ball with a tennis ball, stuff like that. So now to see them start to deteriorate, it is really, really hard. I've had some serious health issues, and I told my wife, I said that these guys think I'm their mother, and if anything happened to me, I don't know if maybe you should put them down, because they'll be just constantly looking. Like when I was at the hospital for a week or whatever, they said they went nuts here. So very sad, and they never disappoint you. They never argue with you. They always love you. And it's easier to be with them than it is some people. So very, very hard to even try to think about. I don't know how it's going to be faced there. It'll be very, very, very tough. So we try not to think about it, but it is a reality, and same thing with me. They have the same problem facing me. Will I be here? But at any rate, they're great guys, and you know, kids and dogs. Anybody that hurts kids and dogs I have a unique way of terminating them that they're helpless, and I don't hurt anybody, I don't bother anybody, and the only time a dog is a nuisance if it hasn't been trained. And it's just like kids. Kids are a pain in the rear because they haven't been trained. Nobody taught them discipline or what to do. And that throws me into the area of what one of the gentlemen was talking about the group here and what have you. And you don't want to get one of these old guys like me and on the old days. But people respected each other more. And ham radio was more of a fraternity and not a competition or whatever. And guys were wanting to help each other, and if somebody had a problem, or if just the courtesy, well, here, Bill's having problems, let's turn it over to him, and whose turn is it next? Oh, it's Kevin's turn next, or whatever. There wasn't any of this me, which exists today. I call it special people. They must be able to do that because they're special.
WD4. Sorry. NKA in the group. W3MMR. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, everyone. I'll keep it short as well, so I know I can get buzzardy sometimes. Sometimes the time flies, you don't even know it. So that's why I have this fancy QSO timer on my Anon here, and I can time myself. So got the timer going. Anyway, good morning. I'll try to keep my transmission shorter as well. We got a whole bunch of people in here, so everybody can get in. Dan, good morning to you. Dan, you sound great this morning. I'm copying everyone locally here fine. Really, really good this morning. It's a really good conditions here on 75 meters this morning. So everyone's coming in really, really good. Great to hear. You guys will hear it on the recording. Yep, Don, the second shift is here. So this is the schedule, Don. Mondays and Tuesdays, I'll be on around 6. Okay, Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesday, I'll be on anytime from 3 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the morning usually, because I'm off on Wednesdays. Thursdays, I'm back on at 6 again because I have to make my run. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I don't have to make a run. So Friday, I'll be on at 5. Saturday, I'm on at 5. And then Sunday, I'm on super early. I don't get on at earlier than 5 on days I got to work, because that makes for a really long day, working 10 hours from 8 to 6 and getting up at 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's the schedule. My late days are Tuesdays. What did I say? My late days are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. It's my 6 o'clock second shift days. That's funny. And Gary, VUW, good morning to you. Big signal as always. You talk about your dogs. I've had my dog Hank. He's a black and tan coon hound mixed with a mountain feist. And I got him, my ex-wife got him for me when he was a little puppy when we were in the Navy back in 2010. And so he's about 9 now. He'll be 10 soon, and that dog has been through everything with me. It's not a secret that I'm a recovering drug addict. I was addicted to opiates and pain pills, and that turned into heroin. And my wife left me. I've been clean for about 5 years now. But he went through all that with me. We were living in my truck together. I lost my house. I lost my wife. I lost my kid. I lost everything. And he was the only thing that I had left, that and a bag of clothes. And now everything's much better. Everything's back to where it was then, and tenfold. Everything's much better than it was then. And he's still with me, and he still sees his old ass is sleeping on the couch right now. But you can't replace the love of a dog or animals or cats or whatever your animal may be. You know, they're there. They don't give you no crap, and the love is unconditional. So, with that being said, and like I said, Kevin, I hope you liked that recording, ZNI. Hope you enjoyed it, and you sound really good. You got the EQ where you need it. So, with that being said, I'll move it along. Down up to you, Kevin, or down to you, excuse me. KK4GZQ with a beautiful signal up into Chester, Pennsylvania. This is W3MMR.
Good morning, KN4HH.
Hey, there's Bob. And Bob, I'll let KA2ZNI pick you up. KN4HH recognized with a huge signal. Good morning, Bob. And thank you, Perry. Thanks for sending it down. Hey, Perry, what's that word that's used up there? You know, I sent you the picture of the guy with the old hubcaps that he put the duct tape on them to try to trick them out. What do they call that up there?
Oh man, I don't remember what I said. Hold on, you're gonna make me want to look now. What'd I say? Oh gosh, I don't remember, Kevin. But good Lord, those things are ghetto.
Somebody take silver duct tape and try to make a good looking set of wheels out of it. Oh, that has still got me cracked up. Don saw it too. Anyway, good morning to you, Bob. I'll get it on up to Kevin and Don. Oh, and Perry, that's you've heard of Jeff Foxworthy. You know, the old you might be a redneck if you've probably heard that. Anyway, I don't want to keep it, guys. Don, I did text Eric, and I'll check things here shortly and get back to you by text if need be and see if I can set you guys up. Gary reminded me a lot about the chocolate lab that I owned for 14 and a half years. Her name was Raleigh. And I tell you what, Gary, she got closer to me than most people ever have, and I'll just leave it at that. She was, I've never had any children, and that was my daughter. Really. I'm looking forward to getting this 101E on, and it is an E model. I think Henry asked me, and it's not the same one that I had on 11 meters years ago. But I do think this one may have the AM filter on it, Henry. I'll get back to you on that. And Gary's always cracking me up with the Cheeto readings on the meters. Okay, up to KA2ZNI to pick up KN4HH. Here's KK4GZQ. Thanks for letting me in, guys. Okay, and Bob, KN4HH to pick it up, and Kevin was sending it to Don, Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta. Good morning, Peachtree City.
K4BKC.
Oh, and there's Mr. Bob. All righty. Let me get K4BKC written down. Good morning, Bob. Good to hear you this morning. KK4GZQ and the group KN4HH. Good morning, everyone. Nice signals. Good to hear everybody this morning. I've been playing retiree so much, I figured, golly, I better get in here and let you guys know I'm still making the steam on the mirror every morning, but sure good to hear all you guys. And Perry, doggone it, thanks for your service. You know, our military guys, and me being one, don't always get to it. But thank you for your service, Perry. Appreciate you being there. That's great. And Kevin, sure looking forward to seeing you this May. As you know, Jay will be there, and Jay and I talked about making sure that we have a rendezvous with you. And I wonder if Dan may be coming with you this year. I know not last year. I think the year before Dan came with you. KD4UMU Dan, that is. And just curious about that. And health and welfare report next time around, Kevin. I assume you're doing well. You sound good and strong. So that's a great thing. Okay, big crowd. Don, I'll send it to you, and then I guess you could pick up Bob with K4BKC up in Columbia, Tennessee. WC4D, good morning, Don. KN4HH.
KN4HH, WC4D. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Bob. Yep. Well, now I know the schedule, Perry, so I'm on it now, buddy. 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. All right, we got it now. I won't accuse you of being second shift. You know, and for the longest time, I think they said you had to make a run in the morning. I thought you were out running, just physically, just tearing out the door, running, jogging down the street. And I don't think that's what it is. I think I've got the wrong misconception of what your run is in the morning. I think you go someplace and pick something up in the mornings or something. I think that's what the run is. You're not physically out running itself. But I could be wrong. You might be doing both. So you might clarify that for me, Barry. And, yeah, Kevin, if you get hold of Eric, let me know one way or another. Like I said, I texted him early, and he never did answer me back or nothing. And, really? Yep, I can tell when you're on your 101. Definitely different sounding, that's for sure. But it sounds good. Sounds just like you. And Dan, you're doing a great job this morning. The noise is down. Believe it or not, Saturday morning I think it was 14 degrees here. This morning it's 52 degrees. But we've got rain in the future, and if it's not raining, it might be raining outside already. I haven't looked out since it's pitch black out. But the static crashes that I'm hearing are coming from way down south down there. So don't look like we have any lightning in our area, but we'll have gentle rain today, they say, all day today. And I think we might have some tomorrow too, but it is what it is. We could have, I don't know how much snow. Kevin said they had 3 feet in the last 2 weeks of snow up there. I've had a snowblower for sale since August. It's kind of hard to sell a snowblower when there's no snow. Nobody's even interested in one. No more than I was interested in buying one in August, but I did. And I knew I didn't need it, but I knew that, you know, somebody would buy it, and nobody did. So I'm stuck with it. It's been in my garage all winter so far. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Bob, K4BKC. Big signal into Lexington this morning. And good morning to you, WC4D.
WC4D and the group. This is K4BKC. Good morning, Don, and good morning to the rest of the group. Yeah, the only run I usually make this time of morning is for a sausage and biscuit and coffee. But most of the time I don't do that. I just make a pot of coffee and sit here. But yeah, we've got steady rain here, and I can hear the static crashes in the background. I was just going to look on the lightning map, but from the radar it looks like it's down south of Atlanta and down in southern Mississippi around Louisiana and down that area. Everybody has beautiful signals this morning. Good morning, Bob and Kevin and Barry, I think, signed. But everybody is just really sounding good into Columbia this morning. So I guess I turn it to Kevin. I'm not sure if there's anyone else in here or not, but I appreciate you all letting me in. KK4GZQ to take it. This is K4BKC.
N8IE. I didn't know I could sprint that fast from the kitchen. Jay, good morning to you. Good morning, Bob. Thanks for turning. I don't think it comes to me, Bob, but I'll direct it to Jay and get Jay to send it over to Dan, N8IE up in Kettering, Ohio, and he was sending it down to Gary, WD4NKA, and if there was any mistake on that, y'all let me know. KK5IM, good morning, Jay. KK4GZQ, the group.
Well, alrighty. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Bob. Good Kevin. Good Bob. Dan and Gary. I don't feel like it. Good morning, Crawford, Texas. 66 balmy degrees out there in clouds. Busy weekend. Busy days. Spring is, well, we call this pre-spring, which will happen until the next frost. That's winter. But it should pretty well be petering out here. All the plants are, everything's very green. They're growing like crazy. The next thing is all the bugs start coming out. We spent a good bit of time in the garden yesterday planting about 50 sweet potatoes. And a couple bunches of bacon, all different varieties. That's him. And that's why I was headed to Chicago today for a week. So me and the cat will be back. All right. Coming to you, Dan. Signals are good this morning. A little, I heard some of that static out here. They're better today. All right, Dan, this one's coming to you for Kevin's instruction and then to Jerry. N8IE, if you can hear me, taking 5.
No, I'm here.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, go ahead and pick it up, Henry, and then turn it back over to me, N8IE.
Yeah, okay. Just went ahead and ordered a microphone online from Gigapart, so I'm waiting for that thing to do whatever. Anyway, very good. And good morning, Jay, KK5IM. Good morning, Bob. Bob, I'm wondering whether you're going to make it to the Hamfest of Dalton. You normally do. I think you might. We'll see. Unless you're going to go up to Dayton, Ohio this year.
Good to hear you and Jay in there. And you sound good there, Dan. Sounding good. Let's see what else here is going on. Nothing right now. Got to finish my order. So I'll send it back up there to you, Dan. N8IE, N4EDQ.
All right, N4EDQ in the group. November 8 in the Echo. Sounding good up here this morning, man. Nice signal. Yeah, the band is kind of starting to go with just a little bit. Some of you guys are down, and I am coming in there really good, so won't keep it too long. Let him get in there and make his broadcast this morning. I'm just trying to rewire this Yaesu microphone and figure out what two wires go with the mic supplement. So I'll rack my brain on that one. So let me send it on over to you, bud. This is November 8 in the Echo. Yeah, K5IM, I believe it is. Go ahead, N8IE. I don't think he's hearing me, guys. I think it goes to Gary next.
Yeah, did you want me to take it there, Glenn?
I couldn't really hear Dan's finish there. Sorry. All right, my last one. Let me go ahead and say 73 too. It's been great riding the bus this far. Everybody sounds pretty good. So y'all take care. I'm going to go ahead and turn it. Turn it to Perry. Perry, if you give it to Alpha X-ray, I think I heard him sign in there. I'm not really sure. And you can double check that also with GZQ too. He may have a better handle on that than I do. So Perry, over to you. Have a good morning. This is WD4, Never Kiss Alligator, signing clear from Central Florida.
All right, Gary. Yeah, things kind of got a little jumbled up on that last round there. We skipped Gary out in Missouri. So Gary, we'll go ahead and get you back in there, and then you'll send it to me, W3MMR, and then I'll send it back down to Kevin GZQ, K0VUW, W3MMR.
Yeah, okay. W3MMR, K0VUW. That's okay. I know I was turning it to Henry, and then I heard Henry, and I thought, well, things got a little out of sort, but that's okay. Good morning to those that showed up. Jay, KK4GZQ. I happened to be looking for some things and came across your webpage. Oh, what a nice shack and setup, and looked like maybe an outbuilding there with all the beautiful equipment. You really got some fine looking stuff there, Jay. And let's see here, what else? Yeah, the last thing on the dogs. Well, see, dogs you can be honest with. Even your kids or your wife or whatever, you're not 100% honest. You just aren't. If you're honest with yourself. But your dog, you can tell him exactly what you're thinking and how you feel. And anybody that, like the one gentleman, been through some rough times and whatnot, we're still right there. So the attachment is really, really quite immense, really. So, but you got to take the good with the bad, I guess. At any rate, nothing else going on here that's really exciting. Today, I thought Friday I had some things I wanted to do, some banking business, and I said, nah, heck with it, I'll wait till Monday. Get all ready and all fired up. President's Day. Oh, man. So now I got to do it today, and usually Tuesday is a slack day for me, and now I got to get up, get dressed, get shaved, and all that stuff, and go out into the big bad world. Plus, it's going to rain. Well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was real nice, especially Sunday. Boy, it was gorgeous here. So, gentlemen, let me move it on to... I guess it goes back to you, Perry. Is that what you wanted? I just went blank thinking about where I had it. And somebody told me AX or IX. So I'm confused. K0VUW.
Sorry. Okay. I'll send it down to Kevin. I'll make this my last one here. And I'll send it back down to Kevin, KK4GZQ. And then he sends it to Bob, KN4HH. Who I believe sent it to Don, WC4D. Who sent it to Bob, K4BKC. And then it should have been turned to you, Gary. And then to Henry. And then to Dan. Oh wait, Jay's in there, KK5IM as well. I'm lost now. I didn't write Jay's call down. Damn it, Kevin. Hopefully you have it. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know where Jay was at in that whole thing there. Anyway, sorry. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Jay, Bob. Good morning, both Bobs. Good morning, everyone else. And Don, no, I'm not out jogging. My fat ass is not out there jogging in the mornings. Maybe I probably should be, but no. When I say I'm out running in the morning, I run down to Delaware to the other shop, to one of our other shops, and grab paperwork for the day, the end of day paperwork from all the repair orders from the day, and bring them up to our shop in the morning. And I like to get up early and take care of that and get back here, so I don't have to do it and deal with all that traffic on 995 in the morning. So I'm definitely not out physically running. The only time I run in the morning is to the bathroom. Anyway, with that being said, I'll say 7-3. I'm sure that wasn't a pleasant thought. But really great signals out of everyone this morning. Really, it was a pleasure. And Jay, you had a really good signal coming out of the weather for Texas here this morning, which is good to hear. Sometimes we don't have a good path between us, but we definitely had hopefully you're hearing me half as good as I was hearing you this morning. So kudos to you. So 7-3, guys. Have a great day, and stay warm. Hopefully it's not too cold where you're at. It's 36.5 degrees here, so yesterday was a beautiful day. So hopefully I'm ready for winter to be over with. You know, I like the snow, and I was hoping for snow, but now at this point it's just been cold and raining, and around 35 to 40 and raining all winter. I'm ready for the spring. Baseball starts up. It started up. They're at spring training. The first spring training game is on Saturday for the Phillies, and I'm ready for the warm weather to get here. So with that being said, we'll send it down to you, Kevin. Have a great day, fellas, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. KK4GZQ and the AM morning crew, the AM window morning crew. This is W3MMR 7-3.
And it's a pleasure to be here with all of you as well, Perry. W3MMR and the group. KK4GZQ. I'm going to send it to Bob, KN4HH, and let him get Jay back in here and get Mac picked up. W4AX is out there, Bob. And also there's an Alpha Echo, I think, Bob. Thought I heard about an Alpha Echo out there with Mac, maybe. So just a short one for me. Perry, that word is Delco. Oh, me. What do they come up with? And it looks like it's going to rain here all day as well. So here it comes, Bob. And 73 of those that are signing and on around, and you guys can keep me in the rotation somewhere. But I'm going to step away until it's my turn next. So anyway, here comes Bob, KN4HH in the group. Good signal this morning, Bob. I'm on the Ranger with the 30S1. KK4GZQ.
Old man standing tall, Kevin. KK4GZQ is the group, KN4HH. You're 30 over 9, Kevin. Beautiful signal. That Ranger audio is really, really good. 30S1's doing well. We're glad to hear you on this morning. Good morning, Jay and Max. And Bob again. And all the rest of the guys. And 73s to you guys that are stepping away. Good to hear you all this morning. Kevin, I had been turning this to John. I don't want to leave John out. So I'll tell you what, the rotation I had it was me to John to Bob, and then Jay and Matt. So if you don't mind, I'll keep that rotation so that we keep everything straight. Everything's doing good here this morning. Nothing going on except the crummy weather. So we're waiting for Dalton. Yes, Henry, I'll be there. I get up there on Friday, and a bunch of us get there on Friday and set things up. So come by and see us Saturday. We'll be there. And of course, we already got our transmission date. Okay, guys. Again, I'm going to keep the order that Perry had because I think that was right. So let's go with it. John, sure good to hear you. Great signal this morning. And Bob in Columbia, always good to hear you. WC4D, KN4HH.
KN4HH, WC4D. I'll tell you what, everybody's pounding in today. It's been a great day for radioing. We got on here just a little before 5 this morning, and so that's 2 hours of solid copy on everybody. Nobody's had any ups or downs. Nobody was weak. The only one I usually struggle with sometimes in the morning might be Chris over there in Connecticut. And even lately, since he's changed his antennas, things are better with him. So, but I didn't hear him check in this morning. So anyway, I'm going to make this my last one. It's been a great morning, everybody. And good morning to Mac and Jay. And everything's, you guys are both pounding in here. Everybody's at least 20 over. I don't have any weak stations. That's one thing about living in Kentucky, like Kevin has said before. We hear everybody pretty good from the west to the north. We're centrally located, so we're pretty lucky. We catch most of the stations, everybody. I think my weakest ones that I have personally were all up in Vermont and Connecticut and stuff like that. And if it's too bad, I'll just go over and listen to them on the web FDR and work that way. But that's the weakest ones I usually have here. I'm going to be doing some more work on my antennas when it warms up more. And it's only about 40 feet high. I'm going to try to get it at least 70 to 80 feet high, and maybe that'll help on some of my receiving and me possibly getting out better too. So 73s, good morning to everyone, and I'm going to turn it over to Bob, K4BKC, and say y'all catch y'all tomorrow. 73.
Well, good morning, Joe. I'll get it to you in just a second. WC4D and the group. This is K4BKC. Well, 73 Don and to all the others that have signed. And I'll address Henry's question about Dalton. I really would love to go to Dalton, but I found out yesterday that my stepson's going to be presented with an award for valor for his service in the Marine Corps, and we can't miss that ceremony for sure. So that knocked Dalton in the head. Maybe up to Xenia. I don't know. Hopefully. Things stay in flux around here. Let's see. Good morning to you, Henry, Dan, Perry, Gary, Jay, Mac, Bob, Kevin again, and Joe from Fort Walton. Well, let me keep it going. We got a long list here. Jay gets it after you, KK5IM, out in Crawford, Texas. K4JCP, Fort Walton. This is K4BKC.
K4JCP in the group from N4EDQ. Good morning to you, Joe. Yeah, maybe we could both get a sheet of water report this morning if we're good. Morning to Bob and Jay, Kevin. I know there's a bunch of them. That's for sure on the roof. Got coffee brewing. It's not complete. Just came in here out of the kitchen and thought I'd throw my call in. Likewise, 3 degrees here this morning. And I've got the E150 on today, listed on the plus 1500 receiver. So Jay, how you doing today? What you got on there? KK4GZQ and the group from N4JK.